Hi everyone, it's Trishna. Welcome to your September 2021 Love Tarot reading. So, Aries, what I'm feeling for you this month is I feel like when it comes to love, you're not really thinking about it that much. You're not really thinking about it that hard. It is something that crosses your mind. That's probably why you're watching this video. It's not that it's completely out of your mind or completely out of the picture. It's just that right now you feel like you don't have time for love. You don't really know how it would fit into your schedule. You have a lot that you're working on, a lot to do. And if there isn't a partner in your life right now, well, then you're just not making time for it because you have other things that you need to focus your attention on. And I want to ask you, Aries, to think about this question. When is it the right time for you in love? The reason why I want to ask you that is because whenever you do have a partner in your life, you tend to go all in 100%. Just like right now, you're really focused on your goals. Whenever you're in love, you're very focused on your partner. You make them feel like they are your whole world. You make them feel special, prioritized, because they are. That's truly how they are in your life. They are a priority for you. And I think that this is an absolutely wonderful quality. I think that a lot of your partners, even if things didn't end super well, they felt really appreciative of that part. If not on a conscious level, then on a somewhat conscious level. That's one thing that they can never fault you for, is that you gave them the attention, you gave them the love, you gave them the energy, you gave them the commitment that they needed and that they were looking for. But whenever you're in that mode, you're so focused on the relationship that sometimes you step away from your goals. And you're okay with that because it feels good to be in love and you have your priorities, right? Love means a lot to you and it's really important. And without love, life doesn't really mean as much a lot of times. But I think what you need to do, Aries, is in order to bring in a lasting relationship, if that's something that you want, or in order to bring in a relationship of the length of time that you want, maybe you don't want a lifelong partner right now, but you at least want a relationship to last 3 months or 6 months, and right now maybe it's just a few weeks. What you need to work on, Aries, is finding balance. Right now you're in a mode where you're all about work, where you're all about career, where you're all about your goals. You're 100% in that. Thinking a little bit about love, but you think, if I had love, how would it all fit in? So you're being very focused on one thing. And then when you are in love, you're very focused on love and you let your goals go. Now, you never regret letting your goals go, again, because this is just who you are. And I think it's a beautiful quality. But I think if you're looking for a partner that you want to have in your life longer than you have, if that's something that you feel like has been missing, or you've been in this cycle where you're just not really working out for you, I think this is the key, which is you need to find balance. Because whenever we're not able to manifest something in our lives, a lot of times it's because there is a certain way that we need to grow or develop so that we can live the life that we want. If you're somebody that's very engaged and working or focused on your partner, that feels really good, but there's a part of you, a part of your soul that also wants you to have a really profitable, successful career and hit your goals. So whenever you step into just one focus and let go of the other, your soul is just like, it's not really what we want. And then other times, whenever you're focused only on your goals, you don't really know how to bring in a partner at that time. You're not even thinking about it that much. So to bring in that partner that you're looking for, the lesson here is to really work on balance. So just at this point in time, if you don't have a partner in your life, just kind of let things go, focus on your goals, be very centered, meditate. It's good that you're not longing for a partner. This is actually a really healthy place to be in. But if you are in a relationship, or once you enter into a relationship, which those of you who are not in one, I feel like there will be one that will come up in November. When that time comes, or if you're currently in a relationship, Aries, what you should do is be all in whenever you're with your partner in those times that you're spending with them. Be all in those moments. But when you're not spending time together, when you're at work, or maybe you're not hanging out that night or something like that, then it's okay to think about your partner sometimes, but don't spend all your time thinking about them or all your time planning for what your next event with them will be. Work on your goals as well. Make sure that you're bringing in that balance. And when you have that balance, your soul is going to be a lot more supportive of the relationships that you have in your life or that you bring into your life. Because they're going to be relationships that you are handling in a way that is very healthy for you and your development as a whole being in all the areas of life that you came here to succeed in, not just in the one or two that happen to be happening right now in your life and you kind of go all in the moment, forgetting about a little bit of the longer term strategic plan of the whole life, the whole picture, all the pieces that you want for yourself. So this is the intuitive portion, and now we're going to get into the tarot portion. All right, Aries, so we pulled out some tarot cards here for you, and I feel like they support a lot of the intuitive information. So the first card that we have here is the Queen of Cups, and I forgot that this camera is not very good at focusing, so it's the Queen of Cups. And essentially with the Queen of Cups, what I feel for you, Aries, is I feel like this really goes back to how you get really, really focused on something. Sometimes it's like you get so honed in and so focused on figuring something out or working on an area of your life or trying to understand a particular person that if the world was flooding around you, you wouldn't even notice because you're so honed in, so zoned in to a particular problem or situation or area of your life that you just don't notice that's the world around you and what's happening. And even if the sky was falling, you wouldn't really notice. You'd just be focused on the problem. And I feel like that's what you're doing right now, Aries, is some of you may be working on other goals and that's what you're focused on. But I feel like some of you who are not currently in a relationship, actually, even for some of you who are in a relationship, but I feel like predominantly for those of you who are not currently in a relationship, what you're doing at this point in time is you're really trying to focus on what makes a relationship good. You're trying to study a relationship or study good relationships, or you're overanalyzing relationships, or you're thinking about a previous one and what worked really well or what didn't work really well, or you're thinking about a particular person that you like and you're trying to analyze them and figure out how things would work with them or how you would approach them, or like there's something about love that you're really honing in on and thinking about and being very much in your mind about, but not really. You're being in your mind and you're not connecting with the world. You're kind of separate in some way. With the World card, again, you can't you can't see it. So when I look here, I'm looking at my computer, which is getting the feed from the camera so I can see if I'm in focus or not. Still learning my new camera. But with the World card, the World card generally is a very good card. But what I'm feeling for you, Aries, is I do feel like it's a good card for you, but I also feel like what it's trying to point out is that there are certain things that you need to think about, certain things that you need to balance. I feel like the spirits are all kind of congregating and meeting and talking about you and your love life and actually your whole life as a whole. And they're all kind of thinking there and kind of like debating and talking to each other and trying to figure out how best to help you. And I feel like the guidance really is that you have to work on a balance within yourself. You have to be aware of the shadows that you are currently carrying and honor them, because if you don't, then they can turn into little demons that wreak havoc in your life. And demons, I don't mean literally like demons, but they can create problems when not addressed. And I think per the intuitive portion, what that shadow side that you need to work on is really being in balance in your life. And that is what I'm getting for that card. I feel like there is something else, but we're going to move on. If I remember it, I will let you know. So the next card is the Seven of Wands. So basically the Seven of Wands, and I'll show you just in case you can kind of get an idea, even though it's a little bit blurry. With the Seven of Wands, what this is essentially saying is that until you resolve this balance situation that's going on within you, or until you resolve some of the internal battles that maybe you have within you, you're going to have to keep figuring this out. You're always going to be constantly trying to figure out why you can't bring in a relationship, or why certain things aren't working, or why you keep having certain patterns in relationships, or why, if you are with a long-term partner, why you keep hitting certain issues over and over and you don't ever feel like you're evolving out of it or moving forward out of it, or anything's ever really getting better. And I feel like if you are in a relationship and that's what you're feeling, you do already have a sense that some of this has to do with you. There's something about you that isn't really shifting or changing as you want it to, so that you can start having the results in your relationship that you were looking for. So if you take the advice of the World card and you do start finding balance in your life, start kind of addressing your demons and noticing what they are and just being aware of them so that you can bring that balance. Because again, in our example, what we're having is like, you're very focused on certain things and you don't balance out your whole life. So that would be your shadow. That's just kind of a pattern that you tend to operate in. And yes, it can be really nice in a relationship. A partner can really like that. Spiritually as a whole, it's really not productive for you, for your overall spiritual life plan. But knowing that now, you can find that balance. So it's really just about addressing or reflecting or trying to feel into certain shadows that I think you actually are already aware of. I don't think you have to dive really deep. I think you know what they are. And I think if you were to just write down a list or think about it really quick, you would come up with a few. And as long as you work on those things, you won't have to continuously fight with your relationships. If you have a few of them, it may take a few relationships, shorter term. They don't have to be super long. You're not going to be on this journey for forever. But it may take a few relationships for you to work some of those kinks out for yourself and really grow, but then you are going to find the kind of relationship that you are looking for. And that's what I feel with this final card, the Three of Cups, is if you work on this, then you are going to have the kind of success and joy and celebration and connection with other people that you are really looking for. All right, Aries, so that wraps up your September 2021 love, psychic, and tarot reading. If you're interested in getting a one-on-one reading from me, please see the link in the description box below, and you can get either a one-on-one live reading with me, or you can get an audio recorded reading with me as well. And I have a few different options on my website for different kinds of readings. So if you're interested in that, visit the link below, and I will see you in my next video.